Oregon. FFA.
Get ready.
2.
Illuminate.
Oregon FFA. At this time, we ask that you please get loud and wild for this evening session of the 2016 Oregon FFA State Convention. Introducing your FFA State Officer team, beginning with your State Sentinel from the NISA FFA chapter. Give it up for Bailey Myers. Your state reporter coming from the heart of the state of Oregon, from the Madras FFA chapter, Ricky Molitor. Your state treasurer hailing from the Elkton FFA chapter. Give a loud cheer for Alyssa Smith. And your state secretary coming to you from Douglas County in the Sutherland FFA chapter. Let's hear it for Joseph Mateo. Your state vice president, the second in command, hailing from Jefferson. Give a loud howl for Eddie Howell. And the head honcho, the big cheese himself, your state president from Malala. Give it up for Luis Mendoza. And let's have a loud round of applause for your state advisor, Reynold Garner, and your state executive secretary, Lee Letch.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the third session of the 2016 Oregon FFA State Convention. We are halfway there on our path towards illumination, and there's no one better to lead us in this third session than the one who was born on the streets of Sutherland. Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome your session chair, your state secretary, Joe Mateo.
Sweat pouring down their faces, the weight of a nation upon them. This is what they had trained for. This was their life. Their mission was simple: eliminate one of the world's most dangerous men. When they get to the target's area, they jump into the blinding darkness of the night. Quickly, they eliminate the target and return to base, only to realize that one of their own, one of their brothers, has been lost. The next morning, they wake up, turn on the TV, and watch as world leaders boast in their accomplishments, all while they mourn their loss over some mess hall chow. Meanwhile, their families are at home, restless with the anxiety of when, if they will ever see their loved ones again. While their toils deserve praise and riches, they don't do it for the glory or the fame, but simply for a humble paycheck and ask for nothing else. These brave men and women of our armed forces are the definition, the epitome of servant leadership. We are surrounded by servant leaders every day, from those who serve our country on the front lines to sponsors and supporters of Oregon FFA. Regardless of their position, they all sacrifice their own time and effort in order for others to achieve success. Whether it's an advisor who takes time out of their busy schedule to help a group of students practice a marketing pitch, or a parent who puts aside their work to help a green hand practice the creed. Maybe it is even a coach who stays after practice to help struggling players improve their jump shots. Regardless of the instance, these are all great examples of servant leadership by not magnifying their own light, but magnifying the light of others around them. This is servant leadership at its finest. If we all practice servant leadership, if we all shine our spotlights on others, we will be creating a full circle effect, thus magnifying our own lights. Servant leadership is about shining your spotlight on others. And what a better example of this than tonight's session sponsors, Wilco, Beta Seed, and Dickman Farms. Let's give them one thunderous round of applause. Contemplate this. If no one is holding the spotlight up, how can anyone stand in it? As we go throughout tonight's session, we'll have the opportunity to hear from Oregon State's top leader, President Ed Ray, as he shines some of his light on us. We will honor our past state officers, congratulate those who have given their all to reach the highest degree of membership our association can bestow on its members, our state degree recipients. Recognize those who have participated in the Prepared Speaking CDE, and even hear from our state president, Luis Mendoza, as he delivers his retiring address titled, Once. Yeah, give it up for Luis! Oregon FFA, get ready to magnify our light here at the third session of the Oregon FFA State Convention. Our next speaker is someone who has continued to magnify the light of Beaver Nation. For over 12 years, he has pushed to help better the lives of students here on campus. He partnered with the Oregon State University Foundation to raise over $1 billion to go to scholarships, new scientific and learning facilities, as well as create new faculty positions. He has been key in efforts to broaden the Central Oregon campus and help expand dual enrollment programs with local community colleges. These are just a few of his many accomplishments. However, it is safe to say he has illuminated things here in Corvallis by shedding more than just a single ray of light on students and faculty. Oregon FFA, please help me welcome to the podium from Oregon State University, President Ed Ray.
Thank you, Joe, for that lively introduction. Good evening to each of you and welcome to Oregon State University. Congratulations to each and every one of you for your involvement in FFA. As you know, FFA is a rigorous program that emphasizes leadership, academics, career success, just as we do here at Oregon State University. Through your participation in FFA and this year's state convention, you are recognized as leaders and doers for your commitments and for your accomplishments in your communities. During your convention, you will have valuable opportunities to meet new people, develop new skills, and consider your future. You will participate in career development events, test your skills at job interviews and public speaking, and develop plans for businesses, marketing, and communications. These are real-world skills that will serve you well in college, in successful careers, in life, and in your communities. For decades, OSU has been pleased to enroll many of the best and brightest members from FFA chapters throughout the state of Oregon. We have a proud tradition of converting FFA blue and gold to Beaver Nation orange and black. In just a few years, for some of you less than that, and believe it or not, the time will go very quickly, we would be very happy to have you enroll here and become part of Beaver Nation. As an internationally recognized public research university, Oregon State is a destination of choice, a place where students grow into national and global leaders in fields ranging from agricultural sciences and engineering to business and technology. Our programs in forestry and agricultural sciences are ranked in the top 10 in the world. OSU's food sciences students are winning national and international awards in competition against commercial brewers and cheesemakers. And our growing experiential learning programs, including internships and study abroad opportunities, continue the FFA tradition of doing to learn and learning to do. I hope that your time at the FFA State Convention will be of great value to each of you. Take time to make new and what could well become lifelong friendships. Take advantage of the information and knowledge you will gain through your convention participation and the sessions that you attend. Use the experience to illuminate a path for your future. I have every confidence that each and every one of you has the ability to reach your greatest potential, to become leaders of the future and help transform the world around you. I want to share one last thought with you about the connection in a very profound sense between FFA and Oregon State University. Some of you may not know this. We are what is called a land-grant university. We were created as a result of the Morrill Act of 1862, when Justin Morrill got then-President Abraham Lincoln to sign the Morrill Act into law. And the purpose of the land-grant university, and they're called land grants because each of the states and territories was given a grant of land that could be used for the location of a new college or sold so that a new college in every state and territory could be created. But the purpose of the land-grant colleges, now universities, was to bring the mechanical arts, as they were called, engineering and technology today, and the liberal arts to the lives of people throughout the nation, not just to the elites, but to people everywhere across the nation, and to bring science and knowledge into everyday life to make people's lives better, richer, and more meaningful to them. When I talk about Oregon State University, I tell people that we want to be excellent in everything we do. We want to be among the best. And it's not about rankings, it's not about bragging rights, it's because we know the more exceptional we are at everything we do, the more profound and positive impact we will have on the lives of those we serve. So my call to you is be exceptional, be the best you can be at everything you do, and have profound and positive impacts on the lives of everyone around you. Go Oregon FFA and go Beavs!
Thank you. Real quick. Yep, go ahead and hang out right here. President Ed Ray, you truly embody what it means to be a Beaver. Your kindness and generosity towards Oregon FFA has illuminated all of our members. We can only hope that the relationship between Oregon State and Oregon FFA continues to be this bright. Tonight, we would like to thank you by presenting you with a token of appreciation for speaking, as well as present you with your honorary state degree.
Thank you very much.
Oregon FFA, give it up for President Ed Ray.
Any of you who come here to Oregon State University, this will be in my office, the president of Oregon State. Thank you very much.
Go ahead and raise your hand if you are 100% comfortable speaking in front of 2,000 people. Yeah, if your hands are still in your laps, no worries, because America's #1 fear is public speaking. The fear of dying weighs in at #5, so it's safe to say people are more afraid of being embarrassed than they are of death. Fortunately, it's possible to overcome our fears, and these next members have done just that. The members of our Prepared Public Speaking Career Development event have spent countless hours perfecting the perfect speech for state convention. The prepared public speaking event was made possible by our sponsors Beaver Coach Sales and Service and Oregon State Grange. Let's congratulate our members and thank our sponsors with a round of applause. Now that they've shown their hard work to the judges, we will all have a chance to see part of these bright member speeches. The top 8 will introduce themselves and their chapter and give a short portion of their speech.
How are you doing, Oregon FFA? I'm Mason Dahl from the Burns FFA chapter. There you are, heading up to gather cattle from off the summer range. As you climb higher up the twisting and turning canyons and hills, you can't help but notice how scarce the grass and roughages are compared to past years. Your range looks as though it has been wiped out. You wonder what could have such an impact. Then, all of a sudden, there stands a culprit. It isn't drought, overgrazing livestock, or even native invasive species. It is a group of wild horses representing the herd of over 800 unmanaged horses in your allotment. This scene is not uncommon throughout the West. These detrimental but extremely protected animals present challenges for the entire North American agricultural industry. Wild horses are like weeds of the West, as they present problems for the rangelands and those whose livelihoods depend on them. Due to these negative effects, cooperative management solutions must be identified and implemented to protect the rangelands while still maintaining an appropriate wild horse population.
My name is Kelly Dugan, and I'm from the Redmond FFA chapter. The man looks around his precious range, fighting a feeling of despair. The acrid smell of burned plants fills his nose and burns his eyes as ash swirls around him, coating him in a film of soot. For as far as the eye can see, the range that his family had run their cattle on for 5 generations was burned to the ground by a raging wildfire. You can see dead wildlife and cattle that failed to outrun the vicious flames. Then, in the distance, he can see a small herd of cow-calf pairs limping towards the water trough. A small bit of hope flares inside the man at the sight of some of his cattle alive. This scene has repeated itself in the West over the past few years, as the West has been engulfed in flames and experienced some of the worst fire seasons since records were kept, burning over 9 million acres and costing over $1.7 billion in fire suppression costs. This will detrimentally affect ranchers from the loss of cattle and range. While it is apparent that the West is becoming a tinderbox, the main lasting impacts are not as well known, such as how grazing land is damaged, why these abnormal fire seasons have occurred, and finally, how this will affect ranchers. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Jamie Evers from the Banks FFA chapter, and I'm here to tell you about dairy production, the real story. Our world is full of misinformation and manipulation. Someone who's never been on a farm is going to believe the first thing that appeals to their emotion, whether it's true or not. However, every industry has its flaws. The imperfections are what inspire the constant strive for improvement. I believe that every cow deserves to live the best life possible. It's the least we can do for all they do for us and our communities. For that reason, every day, dairy producers seek better ways to keep their animals healthy and comfortable. What's good for cows is good for business. That's the real story. Thank you.
My name is Sarah Shelton, and I'm from the Creator FFA chapter. Imagine not knowing the taste of fresh fruits and vegetables, that first crisp bite into the apple, and imagine living in a way that demands poor health, a diet comprised of dollar store delicacies. 23.5 million Americans live this way right now throughout our nation in food deserts, but that is not how it has to be. Urban agriculture, education, and the shifting of government subsidy dollars offer ways around the blight that is food deserts by providing fresh, healthy food to the people who live in these areas.
My name is Courtney Lehman, and I'm from the Baker FFA chapter. I believe in the future of agriculture. Every FFA member recites this line, but how many of us have taken action to prove their belief in American agriculture? Today, there are nearly 630,000 FFA members nationwide. If we combine the powerful force of the FFA with other organizations, then we will have a passionate and well-informed group that can advocate for agriculture. It is time for the agricultural industry to be filled with people exerting their influence in communities to strengthen the public's understanding of agriculture. It is time to show that this field is an industry with a faith born not of words, but of deeds. It is time to take action. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Carly Whitten from the Cove FFA chapter. I believe that American agriculture can and will hold true to the best traditions of our national life. This excerpt from the Creed shows that even in the time of the Creed, we still had hope that we would become the best nation in the world. As in Jefferson and Washington's time, through the 1920s birth of the Creed, to today and the future ahead, we as FFA members can make the vision of the American farmer stand solid for our part in that inspiring task.
Hi, my name is Grace Neville, and I'm from the Willamina FFA chapter. In 2000, a case arose in Connecticut called the Kelo versus the City of New London. This was a case brought to the Supreme Court by the people that had their private land taken from them through eminent domain. The City of New London took their land to resell it to a private developer that had a project that promised at least 1,000 new jobs, an increase in tax revenues, and that it would help the city economically. Yet, how is this possible? The Fifth Amendment states that property taken through eminent domain will be used for public use. However, the Supreme Court ruled in favor of the City of New London with a 5-4 vote because the development was approved on behalf of public benefit. With this Supreme Court ruling, we have entered a new era of the government's power to take land through eminent domain. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Bryson Price from the Sutherland FFA chapter. Picture this. You're watching the big game and an ad comes across the screen. It features no words, just the sad existence of a lonely scarecrow. Intrigued, you give this ad your full attention. After some time, you discover this advertisement focuses on tearing down conventional agriculture. This type of infighting is a growing problem. And if we do not fix this, then agriculture will have difficulties marketing to a divided consumer basis. The only way agriculture can make both conventional and organic beef work is coexistence. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's hear it for all of those awesome speeches and help me welcome and please help me welcome Jay Sexton from the Oregon State Grange and Ryan Kelly from Beaver Coach Sales and Service to help us present tonight's awards. And now for our results. In fourth place, from Crater, Sarah Shelton. In third place, from Sutherland, Bryson Price. In second place, from Burns, Mason Dahl. And in first place, representing Oregon at the National FFA Convention this fall, from Baker Courtney Lehman. As they exit the stage, join me in congratulating all of our speakers once again and thanking our partners, Beaver Coach Sales and Service and Oregon State Grange. These next individuals have all dedicated a year of their lives to represent Oregon FFA at its highest degree and help magnify the light of FFA members across the state and even the light of our state association. They didn't just stop after their year of service, though. Many of them continue to donate their time to serve on committees, help run competitions, facilitate conferences, and even become agricultural educators. They have all spent a year to help illuminate Oregon FFA. Put your hands together for our past state officers.
Oregon FFA, the state officers from 1950 to 1959. Let's give a round of applause for our 1960 to 1969 state officers. Oregon FFA, your 1990 to 1999 state officers. Your 2000 to 2005 state officers. Let's hear it for your 2005 to 2006 state officers. Let's give a round of applause for your 2006 to 2007 state officer.
Next is 9-10. Can we get that too in 9-10?
Your 2009 to 2010 state officer. Your 2010 to 2011 state officers. Your 2011-2012 state officers. Your 2012-2013 state officer team. Let's hear it for your 2013 to 2014 state officers. And our most recent addition to past state officers, your 2015 to 2016 state officer team.
FFA, our past state officers. As they exit the stage, let's show our appreciation by giving them a thunderous applause. Of hard work, hundreds of hours of dedication, and a commitment towards excellence. These are just a few of the qualities which a member must showcase in order to earn their state degree. This year, we are proud to award those members who are worthy of such an honor. Mr. Secretary, what do you have to report in regards to those candidates eligible for this degree?
I am pleased to submit the names of 245 candidates who have been selected by the State Executive Committee to receive their state degree.
Our Constitution sets up minimum qualifications which must be met before candidates are eligible for election to this degree. Mr. Advisor, have you carefully examined and reviewed the records of these candidates?
I reviewed the records and applications of the candidates, and they are all worthy.
We will now proceed to raise these members to the state FFA degree. Will the state officers please join me on stage, and will the ushers please prepare the candidates?
The state FFA degree is the highest degree our association can bestow. Some of you will one day earn the coveted gold key of the American FFA degree. We urge you to maintain throughout your adult lives the same enthusiasm and dedication that you bring to this ceremony today.
It is a great honor to be nominated for the state FFA degree. it is still a greater honor to be selected for this degree by your fellow members of the Oregon FFA Association.
Your new achievement brings you greater honors as well as additional responsibilities. You have widened your field of service and influence on the strengthening of agriculture, the most basic industry of our nation.
You have been urged to advance towards higher degrees in the FFA. We commend you for your accomplishments and hope that you will continue to seek higher goals in our organization and your chosen occupations.
In meeting the requirements of the Green Hand and Chapter FFA degrees, you were told that the golden charm of the State FFA degree was awaiting you. The bronze emblem gave way to the Green Hand, which gave way to the silver emblem of the Chapter FFA degree, which now has evolved into that golden charm. This is symbolic of growth and development in your chosen occupation. May the permanence of the rare and golden qualities of the emblem be a constant reminder of your strength of your education and the worthiness of your achievement. Therefore, on behalf of the Oregon FFA Association, I confer upon you the State FFA degree with its honors and its privileges, and present to you this charm, the emblem of the degree. Will the state officers take their positions to present the degrees as the secretary reads the names of the recipients?
From Adrian Carly Morton, Lauren Barraza, Marcus Furtado, and Wes White. From Baker, Ashley Britton, Bryson Thomas, Courtney Lehaman, Mitch Simonis, Raylan Davis, Rory Salachi, and Taylor Hawes. From Banks, Jamie Evers, and Jennifer Spearing. From Bend, Emma Rooker, Liliana Newman, Mallory Sylvie, from Bonanza, Ashlyn Northcutt, Chance Thompson, Cody Nash, and Matthew Dugan. From Burns, James Aberdovich, Karina Kate, Mason Dow, Sydney Shillman, Tyler Thomas, and from Burnt River, Selby Swindlehurst. From Canby, Adriana Baldwin, Chris Nickerson, Christina Gonzalez, Christopher Ross, Dominic Vassell III, Kara Guttridge, Madeline Shiveland, and Rachel McKenzie. From Cascade, Sierra Galvin, Genevieve Milkovich, and Cindy Massengale. From Cove, Emily Best, Larissa Johnson, and Samantha Short. And from Crater, Brianna Swanson. From Cook County, Kinsey Ayers. From Culver, Peyton Matson and Taylor Roberts. From Dallas, Grayson Champ. Tristan Teal. From Days Creek, Brooke Hopfer. And from Dayton, Albert Catan. Ashley Hatfield. Cameron Seeley. Edgar Mora. And Orlando Medina. From Eagle Point, Alec Thornton. Bailey Schneider. Ellie Rode. Haley Crow. Jared Wolf. And Taylor Thompson. From Echo, Devin Tarvin. Erica Parks. Henry Greike. And Lacey Wiggins. From Elkton, Cyrus Holcomb. And Darian Woodward. From Enterprise, Aaron Schofsma. Claire Beck. Clayne Miller. Gabrielle Wells. Jacqueline Jensen. Casey Melville. Tate Olson. Tiffany George. Trent Bales. Whitney Evans. And Zyler Hermans. Darby Gassett. From Forest Grove, Tiana Rudolph. From Jervis, Tiana Jarmilo. From Glide, Ian Quimby. And from Grant Union, Haley Carter. From Henley, Allison Larver. Ashley Garcia. Avery Baker. Brooke Smith. Cameron Despain. Caitlin Schneider. Matthew Bruner. And Noah Typin. From Hepner, CJ Kendall. Kaylin Lindsay. Colby Curran. Patrick Collins. Riley Coleman. And Tim Gold. From Hermiston, Claire Wilson. Ellery Jones. Emily Vandenhay. Savannah Patrick. Shasta Junt. Tana Osman. And William Sharkey. From Hood River Valley, Anne Marie Goodman. Bridget DePriest. Dominique Silva, Ellie Smith, Emily Gallegos, Gabby Santa Cruz, Heather Bakjurian, Justin Wilson, Kelsey Sitwell, Renee Topper, Tiffany Burquest, and Tyson Miller. From Embler, Brandon McGilvery, Haley Bingaman, Kelly Massengale, Kylene Uhl, Madeline Moore, and Michaela Hoskin. From Jefferson, Alexis Keith, Chelsea Chavez, Crystal Jimenez, and Mackenzie Cross. From Joseph, Addie Kilgore, Allie Cooney, Annie Duncan, Jonelle Suto, and Morgan Forney. From LeGrand, Emma Eggert. From Lebanon, Alexis Ehlers. From Madras, Alice Ann Smith, Aubrey Holliday, and Mackenzie Fessler. From McLaughlin, Brooke Smiley, Caitlin Slusarenko. From McMinnville, McKenna West. And from Mitchell, Sadie Miller. From Malala, Del DeAngelis. From Morrow County, Jonathan Roberts. And from Myrtle Point, Clark Jernstedt. From Newburgh, Emily Sandberg, Shaylee Barnett. From North Clackamas, Grace Garrett, Mary Mitchell Dyer, and Sarah Markham. From North Lake, Brittany Kieser, Lorena Schmidt, and Nathan Gilbert. From North Marion, Allison Petranos, Brendan Gandar, and Robert Gandar. And from North Powder, Tyler Hufford. From Nissa, Boston Payne, Charlie Hansen, Gavin Hartley, Callie Rindlisbacher, Megan Clausen, and Nathan Dorothy. From Oakland, Emily Pat, Emma Gibbs, Michaela Black, and Taylor Danielson. From Ontario, Levi Lewis, Marcus Delgado, and Sonny King. From Pendleton, Amy Swinson, Annalise Ortwich, Bobby Cooper, Brooke Marshall, Emily Wanis, Isabel Chapman, Jolie Dickerson, Jordan Crane, Caitlin Jones, Kay Allen, Kendall Blair, and Rebecca Schneitsky. From Perrydale, Kirk Fairchild. From Pilot Rock, Braden Potsma and Cody Watson. From Redmond, Alex Miller, Brianna King, Jake Pickering, and Maddie Griffiths. From Roseburg, Stephanie Mahoney. From Sandy, Eula Russell. And Taylor Hotstrasser. From Scio, Aaron Cathcart. Ashley Griffith. Caleb Clevinger. Kyla Henson. Logan Martin. Madeline Thomas. And Reina Villanueva. From Silverton, Tyler McCarthy. And Wyatt Werdinger. And from St. Paul, Elizabeth Brentano. And Griselda Vargas. From Stanfield, Britton Braithwaite. Nate Hurdy. From Staten, Casey Dickman. And Ryan Ferret. From Sutherland, Amber Schmid. Lucas Roman. And Samantha Tilley. From Union, Corey Hammond. Dawson Kinnan. Delaney Core. Emma Dotson. Jason Blackburn. Courtney Marriott. Quinn Evans. Seth Stone. And Wade Reinierson. From Tillamook, Missy Moretti. And from Vale, Alyssa Burkhardt. From Wallowa, Ashley Starner During. Caitlin Robb. Gabe Burns. Jordan Fair. Kobe Fry. Marley Tracy. And Megan Jones. From Willamina, Grace Neville. And Sarah K. Springer. From Yamhill Carlton, Abby B. Host. Elsie Dine. Haley DeHaan. Kelly Coxon. And Nathan Van Diwali.
Recipients, may you wear your state degree with honor. Would the newly designated state degree recipients and all those in the audience who currently hold their state degree please stand and be recognized for your achievement? All present and past FFA members who have earned this honor, be proud of your achievement. As we move on in the game of life, the skills you applied to earn your state degree will put you far ahead of your peers. Continue to work hard, continue to represent FFA, and continue to magnify your light. In the same way we award FFA members with this honor, we also bestow the honorary state degree to those individuals who have showcased a dedication towards Oregon FFA. Mr. Secretary, will you please read the section in the National Constitution which provides for honorary membership?
Honorary membership. Farmers, school superintendents, principals, members of boards of education, chapter advisors, teachers, staff members in agricultural education, business people, and others who are helping to advance agricultural education and the FFA and who have rendered outstanding service may be elected to honorary membership by a majority vote of the members present at any meeting or convention.
Mr. Secretary, will you introduce those who are to receive this honor, and will the ushers please present the candidates?
Larry Lutscher. Larry Lutscher is the Oregon State University Soil Extension Agent Specialist for Morrow County. He has been an incredible resource to Blue Mountain FFA District for a long time, using his experience and expertise to help to coordinate and plan several soils judging contests throughout our district with the help of other professionals. Please help me congratulate Mr. Larry Lutscher as we present him with his honorary Oregon FFA state degree. Barry Bushue. Barry Bushue has served as the Oregon Farm Bureau president since 1999. Through his leadership, he has been able to advocate for Oregon agriculture both locally and nationwide. Please help me congratulate Mr. Barry Bushue as we present him with his honorary Oregon FFA state degree. Kathy Hadley. Kathy has been very active in the Oregon Farm Bureau Young Farmers and Ranchers organization. She has offered her expertise and advice to parliamentary procedure teams and public speakers, while also serving as a speaking judge at the state level. Most recently, Kathy was instrumental in organizing the first legislative training day for Oregon FFA members. She is very active in testifying and fighting for agriculture for the entire state. We are pleased to present her with her honorary Oregon FFA state degree. Diana Inkley. Diana Inkley is a veterinary technician in Central Point, Oregon. She has played an integral role in helping Oregon FFA develop our veterinary science career development event. She is an active member of the Creator FFA alumni and has judged several state and local events. We are pleased to present Diana Inkley with her honorary Oregon FFA state degree. Ron Dodge. Ron Dodge has been a supporter of the Oregon FFA by his work in the Oregon Department of Education, overseeing career and technical education. He has been supportive of agricultural science and technology programs, enabling their own program of study. Please help me congratulate Mr. Ron Dodge as we present him with his honorary Oregon FFA state degree. Ron Crouse. For the past 10 years, Ron Crouse has done an amazing job coordinating our state Envirothon career development event. He has not only worked in coordinating the event, but made sure to provide as many resources to students and members as possible. Please help me thank Mr. Ron Crouse as we present him with his honorary Oregon FFA state degree. Bill and Marjorie Ocumpaugh. Bill and Marjorie have been very involved in agriculture education and FFA chapters in the Douglas County. They are both lifetime FFA alumni members and have been active supporters of chapters in their area, from judging events to assisting in fundraising for National Convention. Please help me in presenting Bill and Marjorie Ocumpaugh with their honorary Oregon FFA state degree. Ian Hurd. Ian Hurd has been a huge supporter of the Oregon FFA. Through his work with the McMinnville Tire Factory, he has sponsored numerous state fair awards and provided the state office unlimited water bottles for judges. He has been an instrumental supporter for local FFA chapters. Please help me thank Ian Hurd as we present him with his honorary Oregon FFA state degree. Also receiving their honorary degree, but not able to join us this evening, Dr. Bill Boggess, Mr. Peter Sikora, and Miss Michelle Carmona. Let's give them a round of applause.
I welcome you as friends of the FFA. It is my privilege as Sentinel to extend to each of you the symbolic hand clasp of friendship and brotherhood.
As reporter, I am pleased to inform you that the FFA is a national youth organization whose purpose is to develop agricultural leaders. Welcome to membership.
Your contribution as a useful citizen in our democracy serves as an example for our members to follow. As treasurer, I welcome you to our organization.
The FFA needs counsel and guidance and recognized leaders. As secretary, it is my honor to add you to our roll of honorary members.
As vice president-elect, I welcome you to the FFA. I would inform you that our members learn to appreciate the dignity of labor. Without labor, neither knowledge nor wisdom can accomplish much.
On behalf of every member, I wish to say we are proud to have you as honorary members. May this affiliation prove valuable to all. I impress upon you that we look to you for counsel and guidance. It is because of the great respect we have for you that you have been elected to honorary membership. May we always cooperate for the benefit of education, industry, and stewardship. I now confer upon you honorary membership into the Oregon FFA Association. We welcome them to our organization and our family. Their actions have enriched our organization and opened the doorway to opportunities for our members. Oregon FFA, together let's congratulate our 2016 honorary state degree recipients.
Our next speakers have always been there for Luis. Please help me welcome Carl Byer and Ryan Dunnigan to the podium.
Throughout my high school career, I always considered Luis to be the little brother I never had. I picked him up at his house every morning and drove him to school. I taught him how to drive a stick shift in the high school parking lot. I helped talk him into going to his first FFA event. Before I knew it, I watched Luis transform into the person he is today. He went from the little kid who would believe anything that I told him, like that there are wild koala bears in the woods in Kentucky, to now, one of the most inspirational people I have ever met and someone that I look up to. It has been an honor to watch him get to this point in his life, and I cannot wait to see what his future holds.
From my perspective, Luis has always been a mentor. Having met him when he was a TA in my first ever public speaking class, he and I shared a conversation one day that truly changed my outlook on almost every aspect of my life. Since then, he has become one of my closest friends, someone who I've gone on all kinds of adventures with. Hikes, late-night board game sessions, and watching Star Wars until 1 in the morning, and it has been my distinct privilege to know him, not only as a teacher, but as one of my greatest friends.
Oregon FFA, it is my honor to introduce you to my little brother,
my hero,
my best friend,
also known as El Jefe,
and your
2015-2016
Oregon FFA State President,
Luis Eric Mendoza.
I've been climbing my way through the sky, searching for answers that I'll never find, losing my breath as I fall, learning to fly, letting go of it all, learning to fly, letting go of it all. I'm gonna live like tomorrow never comes. There's no end in sight. Tonight we black out the sun. Better hold on tight before you know it's gone. And live like tomorrow never comes.
There was this young boy, and as he began to grow up, he started to wonder, like all of us, what the answer to life was. Not knowing where to start, he thought about it for a second, and he realized that the happiest person that he knew was his grandfather. So he walks over to his grandfather's house and he says, "Papa, you've lived a long life, and you've done big things, right?" And the grandfather looks down at the young boy and says, "Why, yes, I have lived a long life, and I have done big things. Why do you ask?" And the young boy looks up at the grandfather and says, "Papa, if you've lived a long life and you've done big things, then surely you've lived a happy life too, right?" And the grandfather smiles, looks down at the young boy, and says, "Why, yes, I have lived a happy life. Why do you ask?" And the young boy looks up at his grandfather and he says, "Papa, I want to grow up to live a life just like yours. How can I do that?" And the grandfather looks down at the young boy and he says, "If you want to grow up to truly live a long life, do big things, and truly be happy, then you have to know and really, really understand one thing." "What's that, Papa?" And with all the pride in the world, the grandfather leans down into the young boy and he says, "YOLO." And that is how Drake got the inspiration for his hit song, The Motto, way back in 2012. Okay, I guess that's not entirely true, but we can definitely thank Drake for making YOLO so popular. I mean, talk about a huge fad. This acronym was literally everywhere and used by many individuals, and not necessarily in a good way. A lot of you laughed at it because YOLO has somewhat of a negative connotation attached to it. I mean, we saw people get bad tattoos, risk their lives, and simply fail to use their common sense, all in the name of YOLO. But even with these negative things attached to it, there's a lot of meaning behind the words. Even with these funny things, there's a lot of meaning behind the words, "You only live once." Because if we stop to truly think about it, it's true. We only have one life to live, one chance, because one day we will pass on from this earth. So what this statement reminds us is that our time is limited. And man, does it fly by. I mean, one day you're a freshman in high school, next thing you know, you're halfway through sophomore year, then suddenly you've graduated and are on the road to college, work, or some other walk of life. And for all the parents, grandparents, and advisors out there, if you agree that one day we'll look back on our lives and wonder, where the heck did all the time go? Go ahead and give me a big ol' uh-huh. And you guys know how the saying goes, age equals wisdom. So if our parents or the wiser crowd in here agrees, then I think we're onto a big lesson here. And that lesson is this: we have to start living greatly right now, because we really do only live once. Now, don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying go out and live your life in a dangerous way and become like those memes we just saw. No, I'm saying go out and live because, well, YOLO. I don't claim to have all the answers to life, but I have learned a few different ways to do YOLO the right way and make the most out of our limited time. Serving as an officer this year, I was gone and away from home a lot, but that's all right. I wouldn't trade this for the world. But I realized that being gone and disconnected from family you tend to miss out on a lot of things. And this really didn't hit me until my mom sent me this picture last fall. That is my youngest sister, America, going to her first day of school. I looked at this and I thought about how crazy it was that she's already 5 years old. I mean, I remember holding her for the first time ever when she was born, and now she's learning how to read and write. My little sister reminded me how important it is to spend time with our families right now. I realized America is just going to keep growing up, and the same is true of my mom, my dad, my other siblings, and everyone in this convention hall. We're all getting older, so we must love our families, and that means actually investing our time with them, because remember, you only live once. Now, we often think of family as just those who are related to us, and yes, that's true, but family can also extend beyond that. Think about teammates that you have, best friends, or anyone who has been there for you when no one else has. Family is anyone who cares deeply about you. And so the first way to truly embody YOLO, spend time with your family. Last May, my friends and I learned the second way to make the most out of our limited time when we got the chance to volunteer on over at Bridgetown Incorporated. Bridgetown Inc. is a nonprofit organization located in Portland that focuses on helping others. Bridgetown Inc. has spent every Thursday night for the past 12 years serving the homeless community within Portland. And this night has grown to be known as Night Strike, and it is an opportunity for volunteers to provide food, clothing, free haircuts and shaves, and even wash feet. There's no agenda. They don't make any money. There's nothing but a simple mission: to love people because people matter. My friends and I went to this night not knowing what to expect, but my friend Darren and I were given the luxurious task of picking up trash. So we got our dustpan and we got our broom and off we went. At Night Strike, a little over 150 homeless people go to receive the help they need. And for a lot of them, it's the one day of the week that they can actually feel like people again. So Darren and I were told to pick up as much trash as we possibly could, but we were also told to talk to as many people as we could. And we did. As we walked along picking up trash, we heard incredible stories, talked to people of all walks of life, and even made a few friends along the way. You should know this. Darren is a little bit of a cynical guy, but on the car ride home, he had the sincerest smile on his face. And so I asked him what he thought about the night, and he replied with, I really didn't think I was going to enjoy it, but I really, really liked tonight. It makes you feel good. That day, my friends and I learned how service should matter to all of us because this one activity has the potential to bring joy into our lives in a way few other things can. There are many forms of service out there, but it all comes back to caring about people with no strings attached. Service comes in many shapes and sizes. It can be as small as saying thank you or as grand as joining the armed forces. The people over at Bridgetown Inc. have found a great way to make use of our limited time, and we should all strive to do the same. Ingredient number 1 in embracing YOLO: spend time with family. Ingredient number 2, serving others. I learned the third way to make the most out of our limited time from one of the greatest people I know and someone you met earlier, Ryan Dunnigan. A little over a year and a half ago, I was sitting in a public speaking class, and there was this kid that I remember being a little bit of a negative Nancy. He was hesitant and distant and didn't really want to be a part of the class, and he was also a bit of a bully. But back then, that's who Ryan was. In his own words, he wasn't involved in anything, he had few friends, his grades were awful, and he hated going to school. Then, when no one else did, my advisor, Mackenzie Burrell, saw potential within him, so we asked Ryan to be a part of our parliamentary procedure team, and we encouraged him to have an open mind and to look for ways to grow as a person. I remember one day after our district competition, we got back to the school and we had hung out for an unplanned 2 hours talking about life and all of the different things that we both wanted to accomplish. And Ryan told me how he really, really enjoyed being a part of Parley Pro and how he was really looking forward to doing more things. Today, Ryan is a selfless leader, becoming the example of what a great student is made of. He's an officer in both FFA and student government, and he spends his time helping wherever he can. Not too long ago, I spoke with Ryan about that first conversation we had. And he told me that when we first met, he was in a dark place. His words still hang in my head. I was on the verge of drugs and alcohol. When we first met, Ryan was battling through depression. But he told me how that encouragement we gave him in the beginning changed his life. All it took was having an open mind and a willingness to try something new. Our time is limited, so looking for ways to grow as a person is one of the best things we can do to make sure we don't waste it. Ingredient number 1 in embracing YOLO: spend time with your family. Ingredient number 2, serving others. And ingredient number 3 is growing as a person. Ryan taught me about how keeping an open mind about the opportunities in front of us has the potential to change our lives. I often hear people say, if we're just going to die, then what the heck is the point of trying? And I think Walt Whitman said it best when he wrote, "The powerful play goes on, and you may contribute a verse." Yes, you will die. We all will. And the powerful play of life will always go on. But right now, you are here, and your being is a part of that play. Don't let it go to waste. My little sister reminded me to spend it with our family. Darren learned to invest it by serving others, and Ryan learned to spend it by growing as a person. The reason these 3 things are so important is because they bring us joy. Now, don't get that confused with happiness. Joy is very different. Where happiness might be buying a new car, joy is filling that car with your family or with memories through road trips. Where happiness might be getting accepted into the college of your dreams, joy is pursuing the degree of your choice. Where happiness is often short-term and easily faded, joy is an inner feeling that cannot be shaken. Experience as much joy as you possibly can. Understand this. One day we will have no more days left. This makes time more valuable than anything, because where you can always make more money, you can never get more time. Oregon FFA, when you reach the end, don't look back on your life as a waste. Focus on what brings you joy, because as a young boy learned from his grandfather, you only live once.
I'm gonna live. Tomorrow never comes. There's no end in sight. Tonight we black out the sun.
Impactful. This one word, impactful, describes the position that state officers are put in. And let me tell you, Luis Mendoza is impactful. You just saw it. He takes and has taken the time to make an impact every day. We met at district leadership camp at a time where I was searching for answers, questioning myself, my abilities, and really if I was the right choice to be the Enterprise FFA president. And that's where Luis came in. He has and forever will have impacted my FFA experience and my life as a leader. His words in a discussion after camp and the note that he wrote for me gave me the confidence to step up and lead my chapter the way I needed to and the way I now do. In short, what he wrote is that you will do great things. And people, these words made an impact. It changed me, it will change you. Thank you, Luis Mendoza, for being the person you are, the great leader, friend, and man you are. But most of all, thank you for taking the time to impact me, Annie, and all the other FFA members that you have affected, and all the people that you will now affect in the world beyond FFA.
When I entered high school, the only class on my schedule I was not excited for was my ag class. My family had never been into agriculture, and I was not interested in it at all. During my freshman year, my advisor forced me to get involved and compete, and I slowly began to see the vision. My perspective really changed when I was asked to host 2 state officers, Luis and Alyssa, for the fall leadership tour. I really did not know what to expect. After eating dinner and watching a movie with our chapter, we headed back to my house. We talked for hours, and when Alyssa decided to go to bed, Luis and I continued the conversation. We talked about FFA, what it did for Luis, and what an impact it had on thousands of others. This one night of conversation changed my entire outlook on FFA and inspired me to work harder, not only to improve myself, but also to inspire others to go the extra mile. I know that Luis has had this same effect on hundreds of people during his year as state president. Luis, I, along with Oregon FFA, thank you for your service.
Luis, grow, serve, illuminate, love always. Bailey, Addie, Alyssa, Ricky, and Joe. Oregon FFA, your 2015-2016 State President, Luis Mendoza.
I'm gonna live like tomorrow never comes. There's no end in sight. Tonight we black out the sun. Better hold on tight before you know it's gone. And live like tomorrow never comes.
At the beginning of tonight's session, I asked us all to contemplate something. If no one is holding the spotlight up, how can anyone stand in it? We all have the power to be servant leaders. We all possess that ability to illuminate others and help them pass that light on. Whether it's serving on a chapter committee, volunteering for a community service event, or even just sharing your FFA story with an industry leader. We can all shine our lights on others and in turn magnify our light. As we went throughout tonight's session, we had the pleasure to hear from Oregon State's top leader, President Ed Ray. We honored our past state officers and saw those members who gave their all to reach the highest degree of membership our association can bestow on its members, our state degree recipients. We heard from our top 8 prepared public speakers and found out who will be representing Oregon at nationals this fall. Just moments ago, we heard from your state president, Luis Mendoza, in his retiring address, where he taught us that we only live once, and we must invest our time wisely. However, none of this would have been possible without tonight's session sponsors, Wilco, Beta Seed, and Dickman Farms. Let's give them another huge round of applause. As we reflect on tonight, let's remember the effects servant leadership can have on our world. You may never be recognized for your service, but if not you, then who? You don't have to be a politician or hold some fancy title to shine your light on others. But Oregon FFA, as we go forward, let's magnify our lights and illuminate this convention.
Mr. Secretary, do you have a record of any further business which should now be transacted?
Mr. President, Food for All wants to thank all of the students that packed fresh fruits and vegetables today. 40,000 pounds of food has been packed in the last 2 days. Let's keep living up to our motto, living to serve. Also, our loving session hall is becoming very messy. We would like every member to pick up 2 pieces of trash on their way out and throw them away. That is all, Mr. President.
Does any member know of any new or unfinished business which should properly come before this meeting? We are about to adjourn the third general session of the 88th Oregon FFA State Convention. As we mingle with others, let us be diligent in labor, just in our dealings, courteous to everyone, and above all, honest and fair in the game of life. Fellow members and guests, join me in a salute to our flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I now declare this session adjourned.